Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys another traditional origami. Today we're going to make a traditional origami basket. For this origami you need 2 sheets of origami paper. I'm going to be using paper that's 15 by 15 centimeters. Both pieces of paper need to be the same size. I'm going to start off by making the basket and then I'll show you guys how to make the handle. So I'll put this piece of paper to the side for a second and we'll first focus on how to make the base of the basket part of the basket. What we want to do is start off with a square base. So with the color side facing down, I'm going to fold my paper in half vertically and horizontally. Then I'm going to open things up to the color side and fold things in half diagonally as well, both ways. And this will give us the preliminary creases we need to do the next step to collapse everything down. So open things up to the color side, fold things in half, pinching on opposite sides, push into the center and let everything shimmy around until you can lay it flat and smooth everything out into a nice diamond shape or a square shape where it gets the square base name. I'm going to turn things around so that the flaps are at the top, and I'm just going to take one of these flaps and fold it straight down to the bottom and make a nice crease straight across. Take care with these edges because it's easy to get them kind of bunched up and you accidentally tear the paper there. And then fold the tip straight back to the edge that we've just got right here too, so that you get a nice little bit of triangle exposed there. Flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, like here, see it's kind of bending up weird. You want to smooth it out first before you create the crease. And then take this tip and fold it straight up again, so that we get something that looks like this. Now, I'm going to pause for a second from this and put it to the side, and we're going to focus on making the handle for this basket. So if you take your other piece of origami paper, what we want to do is with the color side facing down, I'm just going to go ahead and fold my paper in half. And then we're going to do what's called a door base by taking each of the outer sides and folding it into the center. Then I'm going to do another door base where I take the edge and fold to the center again. This can be, a little tricky because there is a lot of paper. And I would recommend not worrying about it being too much exactly on the center because we're going to fold everything in half, and it actually makes it a little easier to fold in half if you leave just a tiny little bit of space there in the middle. And then, like I said, we're just going to fold everything in half. This creates a really thick, strong handle for our basket. And some people find that it's too thick. If you prefer, you could use half a piece of paper and fold it into a similar size. Or if you like being a purist and using perfect square origami paper, you could do as I just showed you. So this is the handle. What I'm going to do is fold it in half, and there's a lot of paper here, so it helps to kind of push it gently with your thumb and fingers to get it to kind of round out until you can get a good point and crease it. It's a little easier to do the folding if you crease it, but if you prefer not to have the crease edge, you could just kind of leave it round if you like. So I take the piece that's for the base of the basket, and what I'm going to do is put this right on top so that the tips line up right with the center or the part where I've creased. And you'll notice when you do this that it comes down over these little flaps, and there's about, a half a centimeter here where it doesn't quite come all the way to the bottom. And that's okay. What I'm going to do is make sure that this flap is on top, so basically that part of the handle is underneath. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side too. And you want to take this moment to make sure that the handle is centered well here. Once you know that you've got it in a good position, what I want to do is take this bottom part here along with the handle and fold it up to this flap that you see here, the edge. So I'm folding it in half basically. Now there's a lot of paper underneath here and it's going to be a little off because remember, this doesn't come all the way down to the bottom. So we're just folding the bottom little part of it. But what we want to do is fold it up and try your best to keep it straight, and you deal with all the extra layer that you have there, but get that to fold up until you get something like this. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. And this is how we secure the handle into the basket, so that we get something like this. Now I'm going to fold in the sides of the basket by taking this point and folding towards the center. You can't really see a center necessarily. You might be able to see a little bit of it on this little flap that's sticking up here. Fold towards that. Do the same thing on this side. And then we could flip it over and do the same thing on the back. So we have something like this. Now I'm going to take these flaps that I've just folded in, and what I want to do actually is reverse them and tuck them inside. So bring them around so that they wind up folding and this point comes right into the center there. And I'm just going to do that for all 4 of these sides. It could be a little tricky because there's a little few extras of layers of paper on the bottom, but get this to reverse and go to the other side. So we're taking a valley crease and reversing it into a mountain crease, getting this part to go inside here. So we have something that looks like this. Now I'm going to take the part that you see here in the middle, this little flap, and I'm actually going to pull it and bring it all the way down to here. And you can kind of hold on to things with your hands here as you do this, and then just gently give a tug, and it's going to kind of look a little bent and weird here, but we're just going to gently pull it all the way down. So we're folding this whole section in half and bringing this tip to reverse it, and you're pulling it all the way down to the bottom of this part that we have here. And you want to get that pulled all the way down and stuck as nicely into the center as you can, so that when you smooth things out, you have just a tiny little bit or barely anything at all here sticking out on the sides. I'm going to do the same thing on this side too. So I'm just reversing all this and bringing it down. So I have something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the base of where my basket is by folding a crease that goes between these 2 points down here at the bottom. So we're just going to fold straight up, trying to keep it centered if we can. Make a good crease there, and that'll help us when we open up the basket. So I'm going to open up here in the middle and follow the crease lines that I made when I made that crease just now, and you should be able to get a nice base to our box, like so. Now there's these little flaps here on the sides now, and there's a couple of different ways that you can use this. Some people like to use this sort of like a lid almost for what they put inside. If you reverse things and get it going the right way in here, but you still have it kind of sitting up at the top, what you can do is have this one of these flaps sort of tuck into the other, and doesn't actually tuck in, but you can kind of get them going across each other like so to sort of close off whatever inside your basket, sort of like the napkin or tablecloth that you might use to close off a picnic basket. Or you could take these flaps and push down on them into the side, creating a crease down at the base and allowing these 2 tips to come together in the middle. And if you like to, you can put a tiny bit of glue on those so that they stay in place down at the bottom, or you can just let them pop open on their own. It's up to you. Then, as a little last bit of thing, you can round out the handle so that it doesn't have such a sharp point in the middle there. And that should be able to give us the completed basket. And that is how you make a traditional origami basket. I'll have some more fun things to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.